If you ate a firefly, would it light up in your stomach? And how?
I feel like 6-year-old me would need to know this, because I thought about it. I'm like, damn, if I eat enough of these, I could probably glow in the dark. All right, man, look, today we will be checking out some Zack D films. It's been a while, I know. He's probably still as unhinged as ever, but we finna get into it, see what he's been dropping lately. I'm not ready for this. He about to just tell me some useless shit. I just know it. Come on, Zack, what you got for me, bruh?
You take a quarter and show it to an alien like this, they might assume it's just a circle with a face on it. But if you rotate the coin like this and show a different alien, he might think it's just a thin line.
I mean, yeah.
Now, the two aliens start arguing about what it is.
Okay.
But the problem is that they're both seeing something real.
True.
They're just not seeing the whole truth. If they stopped arguing and actually listened, they might realize their observations aren't contradicting each other. They each have a piece of the puzzle, which is how they get closer to the actual truth.
What did this have to do with aliens? For sure. You know what? Hell yeah. Because why not?
If you want to yo-yo down a skyscraper, well, the yo-yo would need to scale up to about 50 feet across.
Damn.
Just to accommodate all that string. And at that size, it would weigh as much as 36 semi-trucks. Meaning to pull it back up, well, your arm would...
Yo, what the fuck? Who thinks it is? Like, you know what would be crazy? What if you dropped a fat-ass yo-yo off a skyscraper, but then, like, it's long enough to hold the rope to hit the bottom, but, like, would you need to be strong? Yeah, so just need to have a bigger arm. What, Zack, what the fuck is you talking about, bruh?
Need to be 65 feet thick. But the second that house-sized yo-yo tries to reverse, the rope gets hit with all that force at once. It snaps and sends the disc on a rampage through the city. It rolls back its...
So it's not even a yo-yo anymore, you just dropping something off the roof. There's no more yo-yo to it. The yo-yo is for it to come back up. There's no yo-yo. You're just dropping a big-ass cylinder off the roof. Right.
Eyes right as it approaches the seal, leaving only hard cartilage in the eye sockets. But with its eyes facing backwards, it can't see, so it has to use smell and hearing instead. At the same time,
The fact that these niggas got ears.
The eye sockets. But with its eyes facing backwards, it can't see, so it has to use smell and hearing instead.
Them little ass dots is ears. That shit's so crazy to me.
At the same time, nerves in its snout sense tiny electrical signals from the seal. Now, the moment it strikes, the seal fights back, thrashing and clawing at the shark. But since its eyes are protected, they stay safe until the struggle is over.
Can somebody verify this information?
His hand was pulled into the grinder, cutting off most of his index finger. And as it was healing, he broke his middle finger.
Damn, nigga, you got terrible luck, bro. Shit. Okay.
Leaving it severely bent. But the boy still wanted to play baseball. So after...
I feel like you need to find yourself something safe to do. Because what if you jam that ring finger? You're like overly cooked. Like, you're down to 2. Like, you lost 2, you got 3 good ones. You jam that ring finger, you down to 2, you might as well cut the whole hand off, for real.
It healed again, he learned to grip the baseball with the stump tucked underneath, while holding it tightly with his crooked middle finger. This put extra pressure on the ball, and when he let go, it spun rapidly in the air, while curving downward. This made it extremely difficult.
That gotta be cheating. Check his hand. Check his hand. That's not, it's some gotta be in the rules or something. Check that. Nah, check that nigga hand on baby. Check his hand. Nah, fuck that.
To hit, and he became one of the best pitchers of all time with only 3 normal fingers.
This is how to beatbox.
Say the word boots out loud.
Boots and panting, boots and panting. I know how to beatbox, man. I've been doing this. Boots, pants, boots, boots, pants, boots, boots. Pants, boots, pants, boots, pants, pants, boots, pants, boots, 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 pants. Come on. No. For sure. My bad. My bad. I thought, boom cat? No? Alright, for sure. That's fine.
Boots. Now push the B as hard as you can.
Boots.
Boots. Then drop your voice, leaving only the B sound. Boo. Next, pick any
So just say boo. Say boo with a hard B.
T word like time and hit the T nice and sharp. Time. Drop your voice again until only the T is left. T. Finally, say cats with a strong C. Cats. Drop your voice one more time, leaving only the C. K. Now loop all three together.
Yo. Nigga's spitting. Yeah, she's pissed. Look.
Together.
Why is there so much spit?
She dropped her chicken nugget, and a crow swooped
Crow started leaving her tiny gifts.
in to grab it. Soon the birds were watching her, hoping for another bite. So
You got chicken nuggets, bitch?
she started feeding them peanuts and dog food. And one day, she found a small earring on the empty feeder, then a polished rock, then a tiny piece of metal stamped with the word best. The crows were leaving her.
So build an army of crows that leave me nice gifts if I feed them. Say that. Simba the crow god in a second. What are we talking about? I'm finna have an army of them motherfuckers.
Gifts. And while she kept filling the feeder each day, the birds started lingering nearby. Then one day, her mom lost a lens cap in an alley. But soon, a crow dropped it into the bird bath, then left it sitting on the edge, freshly rinsed.
You wouldn't be able to tell me nothing. Overly. You wouldn't be able to tell me shit.
If the fabric gets pinched between its jaws, it can also block the teeth from meshing. So
Okay.
you might just yank on it, but this can make the snag worse
Okay.
and bend the teeth. Instead, pull the fabric out slowly with your fingers, then gently slide the zipper. If it still sticks, rub a pencil over the teeth. Then straighten out any bent prongs, and the zipper will glide.
Lord, I feel like I think I want to try to do a video testing Zack D Films theories. I feel like that'd be tough. Would it not?
If you ate a firefly, would it light up in your stomach? And how
I feel like 6-year-old me would need to know this because I thought about it. I'm like, damn, if I eat enough of these, I could probably glow in the dark.
many would you have to eat in order for you to glow? Well, inside
See? Glow in the dark.
a firefly's body, special chemicals mix with oxygen to create that familiar glow.
Okay.
And to match your body weight, you would need to eat around 53,000
God damn, that's a lot.
of them. But since your stomach is full of acid, there's no oxygen to react with, and the chemicals would just be digested. Even if they stayed intact, your body isn't built to activate them. And since they're toxic, you would actually just end up poisoning yourself.
Well, thanks. Kill my hopes and fucking dreams. Like, I was like, all right, maybe is there a way to make me glow though? Question. Answer that. For real.
Roll a piece of paper into
Pardon
a
me?
foot-long tube and
What does it say? How your eyes merge different views.
hold it to your right eye, while touching the side of your left hand halfway up the side of the tube. Now, when you look into the distance with both eyes, you'll see a hole form right in the middle of your hand. This is because each eye sees at a slightly different angle, and your brain puts those
You want to also know what's crazy? Your eyes ignore your nose. Like, you can see your nose at all points of the time, like all times. Like, anytime your eyes are open, you see your nose, but your brain actively ignores it and makes it like out of sight. But like this, like you kind of like just ignore the shit out of it. It's so cool.
two images together. So when you're looking at something normally, you don't notice it's actually two separate pictures. But when each eye has a completely different image, your brain tries to blend them together, making the circular view through the tube overlap your hand.
Cool. Cool.
If you shine a
Why mixed lights create colored shadows? Talk to me.
green, red, and blue light, each color will stimulate a different set of cones in the back of your eye. And when all three are triggered at once, your brain will be tricked into seeing white light where the beams overlap. Now, if you place a board with a slit in front of the wall, it will split the white light back into three colored stripes, since each light comes from a slightly different position. But if something blocks part of the light, it creates three colored shadows.
That's a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, never really needed to notice, but, you know, we learning, right, chat? You know, just a little unhingedly, but we learning. Come on, man.
Because from each angle, one color gets blocked, while the other two keep mixing. Block blue and red plus green makes yellow. Block green and red plus blue makes magenta. Block red and green plus blue makes cyan. If you dumped resin over a Big Mac and hardened it into a block, the resin would stop any germs
Yeah, it wouldn't boil. There it is. You had to
from coming in, so mold wouldn't grow as easily. And after 250 years, if you sawed it open, you might think you could eat a perfectly preserved burger. But after several decades, the trapped moisture inside would slowly make the burger fall apart, while the fats would start to stink. And if there was bacteria on the food, it could leave behind dangerous toxins over time, meaning you would probably just throw up. He threw the rock at the seal,
or maybe die. Maybe.
just barely
He got beat up for attacking a seal.
missing its head, and locals yelled at him, telling him it was endangered and that he'd have to pay a huge fine. But the tourist just shrugged, saying he was rich, so he didn't care. But when a local man heard about it,
Damn, why he big and black? Local man, yeah. I'm finna give you these local balls. You ain't rich enough for this ass whooping, nigga.
he found the tourist and beat the heck out of him. Now, nobody reported it, but someone did film the attack. And instead of punishing the man, the local senator wrote an official letter of recognition, thanking the attacker for teaching the tourist a lesson.
Come on now. Damn, boy, I'd be so pissed. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be overly heated. I got my ass beat and the nigga got a letter of recognition. Well, I mean, yeah, kind of deserved. You can't be that heated now that I'm thinking about it.
Lightly lick your left ring finger and slide it against the soft webbing.
Hey, yo. Slide that motherfucker. You lick it and slide that motherfucker in, huh? How to finger pop whistle. Out here finger pop whistle. Okay. Hey man, I don't judge.
Between your right index and middle finger, lining them up at the same height. Next, straighten out your ring finger and tuck the rest of your left hand underneath your right. Then bring your hands up to your mouth and close your lips into an O, lining up the center with the nail of your left ring finger. After that, press your ring finger into the webbing to slowly create tension. And when you flick your finger outwards, it pops free from the webbing, sending the sound into your mouth and letting you do a pop whistle.
It just sound like a. All right. I took too much time with that. That's on me. I was trying. Genuinely. Don't judge me.
When the ant falls into the sand pit, a hidden ant lion is usually waiting underneath the loose sand. And as the ant tries to climb out, the walls collapse beneath its feet, sliding it closer and closer to the predator. But then the ant lowers its giant jaws against the ground. The jaws tense up like loaded springs before snapping shut at an incredible speed. The impact is so
This ant can launch with its face?
powerful that it launches the ant straight into the air. And if the jump sends it high enough, the ant can blast completely out of the pit.
Like, yeah, I never needed that information, but what the fuck?
Slide your bread into the decorative metal cage, then swing it shut against the glowing center
How did this 1929 toaster work?
coil. As the wire heats up, it toasts the inner face. And once that side turns golden, just press the button on the side, which releases a spring-loaded hinge, and the cage swings outward, away from the heat, spinning the bread all the way around and
Yo, I'm gonna be honest, some of the things from back in the day genuinely worked better than some of the shit now. Like, yeah, there was more mechanisms and shit, but like, when you go to actually get the toast, you know how like when you get a toaster now, the shit pop up, and you kind of gotta still reach in and like grab it a little bit, and your hands will be hot. This takes the shit all the way from the heat, and you can just grab your fucking toast. I know, like, I feel like some shit like lost its uniqueness and its like overall like the fact how good it works just for is it easier to produce, to mass produce. They always want to mass produce some shit. Like, damn, nigga, maybe we don't need toasters mass produced it.
letting the pale, untoasted side face the coil. But since the heated coil was completely exposed, well, just one slip could sear your fingers.
You can still kind of do that with a regular toaster though, no? Am I bugging? The surgery that makes a leg longer. Bro, there's this dude on TikTok that had got that surgery. He walks so weird. And he tries to run and it looks so bad. And it's just like, nigga, you got that surgery 6 years ago and never fully recovered. That nigga been trying to front on TikTok like, nah, I can walk regularly. Nah, they be walking like this. They be like, nigga, you walk like it hurt, bruh. That extra 5 inches is not worth it. Pause. I know some of y'all gonna reference meat, and I'm talking about the nigga height, bruh. Come on, bruh. I'm gonna be like, 5 inches of meat is worth it. I just know y'all. You fucking freak bull. I know you. You watching me on the TV right now with your phone in hand scrolling TikTok. I know you.
They cut his thigh bone into 2 pieces, screwed in a special metal rod along his bone, secured it with pins, and sewed the wound back up. You see, he was born with one leg shorter than the other. But after the surgery, the boy used a special remote to rotate the gears inside. It would extend the rod just a little bit every day. This slowly stretched the 2 ends of his bones apart, and as the gap slowly opened, his body filled it in with more bone.
That's kind of tough. Why didn't niggas do this? Niggas want the height immediately. Now get that shit over time, bruh.
After several months, his leg was longer than before. If you ripped off—
That's a tough ass concept. Niggas should have did that instead of just randomly adding 5 inches. Now your whole body got to get used to it.
off the screen at a movie theater, stretched it over a giant sink, and poured—
Why would you do this, Zack? Why would anybody do this ever? If you take a giant fucking movie screen and put it over the biggest sink ever, because you could just randomly find a sink as big as fucking a movie theater screen, and then you also find a fucking pot as big as the fucking sink, and it's boiling water, and you put it— Zack, what are these fucking hypotheticals, dude?
pot of pasta over it, the
Who's finding that much fucking pasta, my nigga?
water would fall through the screen and into the sink below, acting like a strainer. You see, most movie theaters put their speakers at the front of each room, hiding it behind the screen. But normal screens would block the sound, so these are covered with thousands of tiny holes.
Just say it got holes in it. Why would I fucking grab a fat ass pot as big as a fucking movie screen to strain some damn noodles?
Which let the sound flow out through the screen as if it's coming from the characters themselves. They pulled the Cheeto.
The Cheeto worth nearly $90,000.
Out of the bag and realized it was shaped almost exactly like a Charizard. Eventually, it went viral online, so it was carefully placed on a custom Pokemon card, stored inside a display case, and then put up for bidding at $250. As more and more bids appeared, the price climbed higher. Finally, it was bought for almost—
Niggas, yo, do you know how easy of a fucking payday that is? 90 bands of some shit you bought for 50 cents probably. Just cuz.
almost $90,000, over 20,000 times its original price, which earned it a Guinness World Record.
Well, shit, I mean, I guess. What if an asteroid hit a Jello ocean? Zach, you're overly stressing me out.
The entire ocean into Jello. What would happen if an asteroid hit it? Well, a normal ocean could produce a deadly tsunami, but since Jello is mostly water, the energy would tear through it, breaking it up into chunky waves. These waves would pile onto the coast, covering streets and buildings.
So it's still a tsunami, but just Jello. Zach, this is for sure.
You see, the real danger isn't the impact, it's getting caught in it. Because once you're trapped, you would just slowly suffocate inside the Jello.
Just like you would do in a tsunami because you can't breathe in water. You're right. You know what? Hell yeah, Zach. You got it, twin. You got it, brother. Why expecting weight makes everything feel easier?
If you put on a backpack with nothing inside, your shoulders will still tense, your back will brace, and your muscles will get ready to lift. But then, there's nothing inside, so your body is ready for a load that never shows up.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Ready for a load? You right there watching me in the picture by picture? Oh yeah, I'm calling all of y'all out today.
Inside, so your body is ready for a load that never shows up, which can make the empty backpack feel lighter than not wearing it. You see, when you expect something to be hard, you should prepare for it. And if it turns out to be easier than expected, well, you don't just feel relieved, you feel stronger.
True.
He looked up.
He survived 2 atomic bombs. We saw this guy. We saw this. Yeah, this nigga got the worst luck in the world. Either the best or the worst luck ever. Because how you get bombed twice, but surviving twice, you really might be lucky.
And saw a plane drop something from the sky.
America.
Small object falling straight toward the city. Then, a blinding flash. The explosion ripped through everything around him. Buildings collapsed. Fires spread instantly. He was thrown to the ground. Burns covered his arms and face, and his hearing was permanently damaged. He spent the night in a shelter, and then made his way back home to a different city. A few days later, he went into work, still bandaged, and started telling his boss what he had seen. Then, a plane flew over.
I ain't gonna lie, America, we be wildin', cause what the— Hey, guess I gotta just bomb him again. Nah, yo, chill. I'm joking. It's a little jokey joke, a little haha, a little giggle.
Overhead, another object fell. Another flash, another explosion.
Imagine telling somebody how you survived a bomb to get bombed again. Yo, you would not believe no shit that happened, bro. You see me, bro? I'm burnt. I'm bandaged. Like, I still came in because I need this bread. But, like, them Americans dropped a motherfucking Right. Hold on. Just hold on.
Bandages were blown off. He was exposed all over again, but somehow lived to tell the story. The prisoners have been sitting in front of a blank wall.
What is Plato's cave?
Their entire lives. They don't turn around. They just stare at the blank wall. Now, place a fire behind them. Then build a walkway between the fire and the prisoners, and raise a short wall. Now, move objects across the walkway. The fire will cast their shadows onto the wall. Because the prisoners have never seen anything else, they believe the shadows are real. They name the shapes and base their reality from them. But what if one prisoner were freed and finally turned around? He would see the objects being moved and the fire casting the shadows. He would slowly understand the shadows weren't reality. But if you return him to the others and he tries to explain it to them, they'll think he's crazy and keep looking at the wall because the shadows are the only reality.
Zack, what? What the hell was this for, Zack? You stress me. You stress me. This is why it's been a while since we've watched these. You genuinely stress me. I need you to know this. Why bodies move during cremation?
Had you cremated, as the intense heat filled the chamber,
I genuinely do believe I want to be cremated. Cause like I feel like I'd rather like motherfuckers have like a necklace with my ashes or something, like rather than me be buried somewhere and then low-key have the burden of having to go see me rather than me just being with them. Like I feel like that makes more of a burden on them. I'm sorry, that's a little bit of a trauma dump.
Dry out your muscles and reshape the proteins inside. This would shrink your muscles down, forcing your arms and legs to bend while your fists clenched in front of your chest. And you would eventually end up in a boxing pose, making it look like your body was still moving before it finally burned away. The customer suddenly attacked her, and the shock left her unable to speak. Since the injury happened on the job, she said she could never work again. So her workplace's insurance company paid her every month for 16 years.
Shit. The easy way.
But there was a problem. During that time, she saw other doctors, and none of them recorded that she was unable to speak. The insurance company got suspicious and hired a detective to watch her. He saw her chatting outside a school and making phone calls. Then he
phone calls and chatting? Yo.
Walked up to her with a hidden camera and asked for directions, and she answered him out loud. A court ruled that her muteness was no longer real and her payments were cut off.
Hey, at least she ain't had to go to jail. 16 years. Hey, I ain't gotta go to jail. I ain't gotta repay you. I just don't get the bread no more. A win is a win. I ain't gonna lie. A win is a win. Hey, I got y'all to 16 years of money.
The hawk sees a mouse and swoops down with its claws open. But when its feet hit the cage, they slip into tiny loops of fishing line. Then, as the hawk tries to fly away, the loops tighten around its feet. Because the cage is pinned down by a heavy weight, the hawk can't lift it off the ground, so it stays trapped on top of the cage until a trained handler carefully loosens the loops, checks the bird for injuries, fits it with a tag, and lets it go.
Oh, okay. Orphans win fishing tournament to save home.
Their orphanage, they had no money to fix it. More than 40 kids were about to lose their home, but their town was hosting a fishing tournament, offering a huge cash prize to any team that caught a blue marlin. Now, none of the boys had ever fished before, and their guardian had no experience with this type of fish, but they signed up anyway.
Team name, Orphans. For sure.
Then, right before the tournament, the man crashed his car.
Damn, I ain't gonna lie, these niggas got terrible luck.
Nearly forcing them to drop out. But he managed to make it onto the boat, and soon they had a bite. For almost 45 minutes of struggling, they dragged a giant blue marlin onto the boat. It was the biggest catch of the day, and the orphans won more than $250,000,
Oh,
enough to save their home. If you stacked up Legos a mile into the
This is why Lego can stack higher than concrete.
sky, somehow the bottom Lego brick still won't crush. But if you try the same thing with concrete, it contains tiny cracks and weak spots, meaning the bottom blocks would eventually crack.
So should we build buildings out of Legos? Yes or no?
About 2,000 feet. But Legos are made from tough plastic, and their interlocking shape keeps the pressure centered. So when the stack is perfectly lined up, the force travels straight down, which means, in theory, one Lego brick could support a tower 4 times taller than the Burj Khalifa.
Somebody should try that one day. They just gotta get up that high.
Accidentally swallowed, grab onto the back of the tongue and kick around to trigger a gag reflex. This should get you coughed out, but if you miss your chance, spread your arms and legs wide in
Zach, you're really stressing me here. I need you to understand this. None of this makes any sense.
the throat, bracing yourself against the walls to stop from sliding down. This would hold you in place for a while until the person swallows food, which would push you straight into the stomach. Now, you could climb a chunk of food floating in the acid, but at this point, you're just waiting for the inevitable.
Kids copy what they see. Talk to me.
And started yelling at it while a preschooler watched him. Later on, she was given a doll while scientists observed her every movement. But even though nobody told her what to do with it, she started acting aggressively and even made up new ways to hurt the doll. You see, kids learn by copying the people around them. So if they're watching something violent, they might imitate what they see, which could make them start acting aggressive.
Sometimes. But that has been the end of Zack D Films. Shout out him and his unhinged ass shorts, man. I don't know. But if you like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications. If you want me to watch more Zack D Films in the future, let me know by liking the video. Hit this video to 4,500 likes and we'll do another Zack D Films video. But until then, I'll catch y'all in the next one. I don't know what that was.